Are pursuing civil and legal action. That's what the attorney representing the family of a 13-year-old arrested at a South Carolina Walmart says is their next step.
They claim the police department used excessive force in the arrest, and they're demanding a full investigation. We're going to break it down for you. The situation started when police responded to reports of a 13-year-old selling roses in front of a retail giant. Police say the teen was doing it without a business license, and one officer asked for the minor's ID. Take a look.
What are you doing? If you're getting ready to go to jail, is why. How? How? Because I'm going to put you in that car.
Okay, so the officers continued talking to the teen and informed him that he needed a business license to sell the roses. The 13-year-old then started cursing at officers. That's when police moved to detain him. The Somerville Police Department says the teen immediately resisted and then punched the female officer in the face. Okay, so some of it is faint and hard to hear, but you got to listen closely. So immediately after this, you can see the moment the teen strikes the officer. We slowed it down for you. Officials say, as you can see here, that the strike caused the officer to have a black eye. The minor's family attorney released a statement saying that the male officer acted as the initial aggressor. He says the footage was heavily edited and redacted parts of the situation.
All right, let's bring in Chief Legal Analyst Clay Rhodes to this conversation. So first, we've set it up. How did we get here? Were there multiple complaints in this case?
No, I mean, all allegations are that the one individual that was with this kid, it was two people. So the one guy that was not involved in the altercation was also there, and he was already previously banned or trespassed from the location. And so they already knew that kid was there, so they called police to just get them to remove him. And if you can see them from the very beginning, they are blocking the entrance or the exit to get in or out of this Walmart. And so there's already some blockage of traffic. So you can see why Walmart had called them to try to get them to be removed. But this is probably the perfect storm, or I should say the worst storm, to have this incident occur. You have an individual, that 13-year-old, that was very combative, that was extremely confrontational with the officer. But you also have an officer, the gentleman, not the female officer, that was ready to go from the very beginning. His posture, his stance was all in not de-escalation, but for most part was escalating. If I watched the entire video, because there was public outcry, because initially they released a small portion of the video, and then at some point they released the whole video. The attorney is still saying even that video that they released had some redacted portions of it. When I watched it, there was a number of times where it just completely blacked out, and so I wasn't able to see what was happening in real time. And so I would echo what the attorney said, that I would like to see it in its duration without any cut so I could see exactly what's happening. But what I can tell you is that they got there. This individual did attempt to resist. He did attempt to be very combative, and it did escalate way out of proportion.
Hitting an officer, obviously, that's the part that's not the good look. But when you look at the reason that they were there and why all of this escalated, what is the difference between a 13-year-old selling roses and a little girl selling Girl Scout cookies outside the store?
Not much at all. I mean, I have 3 daughters. They all sell Girl Scout cookies all the time. Typically, what you'll do is communicate with the inside of the Walmart establishment and say, listen, we're going to do this. Do you guys have any problem with that? So I'm assuming that didn't happen.
Some sort of agreement.
There seemed like there was some miscommunication between the young man in the store. But if I can go back to the officer's action, this is a clear example of what you don't want to have happen. The female officer, I commend her, because she literally was trying to have a conversation with this young man that seemed to be blowing her off and brushing her off. And that other officer took offense to that whole conversation. He took offense to him really not listening to the other officer. And she still continued to de-escalate. Hey, what's going on? We're just trying to figure out what's happening. I mean, that was a prime example of de-escalation, recognizing that this kid is attempting to be violent, attempting to be confrontational, and let me try to figure out what I can do, because there's a lot of people walking around here and we don't want to get hands-on. What I take issue with is the first officer, the male officer, grabbed the young man's wrist in the video multiple times. You can see it on all the angles without saying, hey, you're under arrest. Hey, you're detained. Hey, I'm talking to you. He just said, you're about to get arrested. The guy said, why? Then he grabbed his wrist. That escalated the entire situation, because then he went hands-on. The young man got defensive. If I'm the attorney representing the family, I'm pinpointing that altercation right there as the start, because he didn't disobey a lawful command, because you didn't give him a command. You just grabbed his wrist. At some point, you have to say, hey, you're under arrest. You can't move. We're detaining you. Give him some command. He just said, stop cussing. If you don't stop cussing, we're going to arrest you.
Yeah, arrest for that, you know.
And I looked at the law. It is lawful. I mean, it's disorderly conduct. So he would have been within his right. But I also have to mention this before we go. That officer, this isn't his first time. Multiple times he's been charged or lawsuits have been filed against this officer in the past. The most famous one was he had a kid move from his own driveway because he was shooting a basketball and his neighbor complained. And he said, hey, I need you to move from your driveway. The kid resisted, and guess what the officer did? He grabbed his wrist and tried to arrest him. So he has a history of doing these type things. If I'm representing this family, I'm pointing to that.
Because of that, what do you think is next for the teen?
Oh, the teen, lawsuit, he's going to get paid. I mean, I'm pretty sure the charges will be dropped because of the public outrage. And then in terms of the civil claim, he'll get paid at some point because even though I don't agree with any way that he did with that, the officer was out of line.
Yeah, Collie Frodes, we appreciate your insight. Thank you.